back when the strikes were happening, if you were watching my channel, you saw that I was pretty much putting out a video weekly on them. Every single stream, I would be covering updates on that stuff. And it's been a while since I've touched on any of that stuff. But there's a couple news stories that I saw come across my way in the last week that I figured, why don't I do an update? And it'll also give me a chance to address a bit of news that I had meant to address a little while back, but it just kind of got lost in the shuffle. Let's begin, shall we? Avatar VFX artist vote to unionize with IATSE. This is the third VFX union to form in the last several months after Disney and Marvel. But this one's special. A group of visual effects artists who work on Disney's CGI-heavy Avatar films have voted to unionize with the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees. It marks the first time a group of vendor-side VFX artists have won union representation through an official NLRB vote. Vendor side. So, the Marvel and Disney VFX unions, those are all of on-site, on-set VFX workers. So that's people helping set up like mocap suits and your green screens and advising stuff, saying it'll be easier to do the VFX if you set it up this way, all that stuff. But vendor side, this is the people sitting in the back room working on their rendering computers, animating and doing all that stuff. Usually these are outsourced to overseas houses, but it looks like for Avatar, they were doing it stateside, which definitely helps them unionize. So we've got that big win. That's nice. Actually, let me see. What was the percentage? The vote came down to 57 people in favor of union representation and 19 voting against. I would like to see that number be smaller, but not everyone, especially in the tech industry, not everyone fully appreciates the power and the need for a union. A lot of people in the tech industry just kind of have bought into like the libertarian tech bro rugged individualist mindset. I had a friend who worked in the game industry, and he would often talk about how if like his company unionized, it would mean bad things for us, the gamers, because the games would cost more to make and all this stuff. And I was just like, stop selling yourself short, man. So it is an attitude that you need to work on with a lot of people, is just pushing through that. But another domino has fallen. Now, it is notable that just like Marvel and Disney, Avatar is also a Disney property. So all of these have affected Disney. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we can get other VFX unions to form in other companies, like Warner Brothers or Sony. But for now, it's a promising move. We're seeing more of them happen. It's been a long time coming. VFX as an industry arose after the time of the big unionization push in Hollywood, and so they just never ended up having theirs. And now after 45, 50 years, they're finally getting to it. It is unfortunate that the VFX industry, kind of as it exists today, pretty much has its genesis in Star Wars in 1977. And that's 3 years before the 80s, which was dominated by Reagan, who was just a massive anti-union president, really, really harmed labor rights for a long time. But we're starting to see people come back. Now, it's not just enough for everyone to unionize. It's also, you got to respect unions, and you got to respect labor actions, and you got to stand in solidarity with them. And I saw this article from a couple weeks ago. Anne Hathaway walks out a Vanity Fair photo shoot in solidarity with Condé Nast union work stoppage. Anne Hathaway walked out of a Vanity Fair photo shoot Tuesday morning in support of the Condé Nast union walkout. Nearly 400 union members who work at Condé Nast are currently holding a 24-hour work stoppage to protest negotiation practices they claim are unlawful. Now, this was like 2 weeks ago, but Hathaway was unaware of the work stoppage when she arrived at the New York City photo shoot. She was still in hair and makeup when her team was notified by a staffer from SAG-AFTRA to advise Hathaway to support the work stoppage. They hadn't even started taking photos yet, a source tells Variety. Once Anne was made aware of what was going on, she just got up from hair and makeup and left. That is the correct response You do not cross the picket line. You stand in solidarity with your workers. Good on you, Anne Hathaway. Now, while we're celebrating union wins and solidarity with workers' rights, there is an unfortunate bit of news. Now, this came out a little bit ago, but like I said, I didn't get around to it the time that I was planning to cover it. I ended up canceling stream. So I'm getting to it now, but unfortunately, SAG-AFTRA has done some pretty awful stuff. They announced this. SAG-AFTRA and Replica Studios introduced groundbreaking AI voice agreement at CES. This came out, January 9th, so I'm about a month late to this. I'm sure you've seen other people talk about it, but basically, SAG-AFTRA made a deal with Replica Studios to license out voices for AI use. And what this means is you can get paid if they license out your AI voice for a project as if you had voiced the project yourself. Unfortunately, though, this isn't like this doesn't mean good things for voice actors, because nobody is going to shell out an AI voice that is just your day rate voice actor, because nobody cares about them. Because when we think of, who do I want to get like a voice AI voice actor, I want to get a celebrity. Just like how all of the main characters in the big budget tentpole animated films these days have celebrity voices, even though they might not be voice actors. What this does is it just creates further problems for your rank and file voice actors. They're not benefiting from this. Celebrities are benefiting from this, and it takes away their jobs. And honestly, it's after seeing how much they fumbled the bag on the AI agreement itself with the actor strike. I don't know. I don't know that's current SAG-AFTRA leadership is adequately informed on AI issues and is adequately fighting against AI issues. It's a big concern, and honestly, like this is so bad that when this was announced, Greg Baldwin, who is the second voice of Uncle Iroh, said, "Fortunately, I'm 63 and won't be around much longer. That's why I can type with great conviction, 'Fuck off, SAG, you're useless.'" And I'm seeing other voice actors who are talking about how like SAG-AFTRA just doesn't have their interest in mind, and maybe they should just form their own union separate from it. And if that's what they decide, I think I would be in favor of that as well. Valhalla Vadia says this could seriously harm support for future SAG actions. Yeah, they have been really fumbling the bag with AI, and like we don't have time for them to stumble around to figure out what the right move is here, because AI technology is developing so rapidly. We're finally now getting to a point where the White House is like taking notice, not because some rando got affected by it, but because Taylor Swift was having AI deepfake of her posted all over Twitter. And well, Taylor Swift is a billionaire, so when it happens to her and she speaks up, the White House takes notice. Really unfortunate that it takes somebody that size for, the government to take it seriously, but at least now it sounds like there's movement being made there. I could relitigate my whole thing about AI, but just in short, AI can't replace creatives. I have said in the past that you don't hate AI, you hate capitalism, and I still think that's true, but the ways that AI is being used right now to just replicate a human rather than automating processes that allow us to focus more on the creative aspect, like we're right now, AI is just completely in the wrong spot, and I think we do need regulation. We'll see how that goes. Hey, thanks for watching. Your view means a lot. Don't forget to toss me a like and subscribe and ring the bell, and drop a comment below telling me what you thought of the video. I stream Mondays and Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific and Sundays at 2, so catch me live and join in on the convo. You can find all my socials in the description below, and thank you to all my patrons, with a very special shout out to my Whaled Shark tier patron Ryan D and my Anemone friend tier patron Piftle Cakes. Your support means the world. Catch you next time.